It's the last race for Kevin Harvick. Here's his radio.
Hey, Dad. I'm so proud of you. You've had a great career. Finish it off with one more.
4, buddy. Thank you.
Good luck, Dad.
Thank you, Piper.
Keelan and Piper saying, Dad, good luck on your last race. It's time to find out who the champion of 2023 will be. William Byron, Martin Truex Jr. Green flag is in the air. Through 1 and 2 clean. And now the fight for second is on. Harvick on the inside, Martin Truex Jr. on the outside.
As his first lap finishes, the nerves will settle in for the drivers. We heard Kyle Larson. He just wanted to know what he had in his race car. He's getting that right away as he makes a dive onto the flat, 3 wide for second.
Into turn 1. He's trying to hug that yellow line. Up the racetrack he goes. That makes Harvick have to go up a little bit higher than he wanted to.
The 5 of Larson talked about that car being loose in practice on entry. Probably a little bit nervous about sending that car into the corner underneath the 4 for the first time. Learning about how this car can handle how much grip it has. They're doing that right now. Almost contact there, racing really close.
It's door to door for second. Larson trying to take it away from Harvick. Harvick holding on to it right now.
You can see right now the racetrack is ready in that second lane. A lot of times this racetrack is too dirty to run up the high line, but right now it's ready to roll. Kyle Busch right alongside Blaney will actually beat him down the front straightaway, carry a little more speed. It makes Blaney have to actually overdrive the corner, try to slide up in front of Busch. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah, the 17 car was kind of, running pretty neutral lap times in the 41 that Priest had driven by. Now he's found something in this car, and he's passing this 45 car Reddick, already passed the 54 Ty Gibbs. He sees that he's competitive to this 24. He's matching lap times with the leaders. He's at one of his best racetracks. So he's gaining confidence in a season where they've not had a lot to be confident about. He is gaining confidence in this race car, and we'll start to consider like what really could happen today. This might be a race where they could go out there and contend for the win. Looking over to the leaderboard, you'll see that Bubba Wallace has made his way around Kyle Larson for 3rd position. Let's take a look at that replay. I saw the lap time on the 5, very, very slow. Here he is way up the racetrack. 23 to the inside, down the front straightaway. Bubba Wallace had good speed. He's matching the leaders. Down into turns 1 and 2. 5 car still at the top of the racetrack. Bubba's going to clear him right here.
As now the 5 under attack from the 1 of Ross Chastain.
Yeah,
These two have had an eventful year. You mentioned Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain. Well, Kyle Larson and Ross Chastain as well, all the way back to Darlington.
Everybody is slipping and sliding. Nobody has their car driving the way they want it to be. That's right up Kevin Harvick's alley. That's where he's been so good his entire career. Places where it gets slick. Car slides around a lot. Tires wear out.
The lap car is up in the top groove in front of the 24. That takes away a little grip. In 3 and 4, Byron pulls back ahead down the front straightaway.
Now the final lap of stage 1. And Harvick
again
hugging that yellow line.
Again to the top of the racetrack, Rick. That lap traffic's making it a little difficult on the 24, but he clears again.
It's Todd Gilliland just in front of the 24. Both go down to the yellow line through 3 and 4. And William Byron is going to come out of 4, and he will win stage 1. Ross Chastain, big fight there at the end as Harvick gets second, but Chastain right on his back bumper. Take a look at this. It's 3 wide, and Cindric almost sliding into the door of Larson.
Yeah, there were 2 cars on the outside of Larson that had been battling for the free pass. J.J. Yaley actually beat Cindric back to the line to be able to get the free pass, and I believe those two were arguing about how they got raced on those final couple corners.
Another great restart. As the 1 now of Ross Chastain fighting for the 2nd spot with Harvick. Tucks in behind him as they go into turn 3.
See a big wiggle, a big aggressive move out of the 20. of Christopher Bell. Ryan Blaney gained a couple on pit road, and here he is inside the top 10. Bell as well with the pit cycle running 8th.
Look at the rear tires. Actually left a little rubber on the racetrack.
The car almost spun to the right. When he makes this move, the car almost spins to the right. Very reminiscent of how cars drove it down the back straightaway at Rockingham and worn out racetracks. But look at him. He had to live about wrecked that race car right there, and I bet that surprised him.
And that sort of theme has consistent throughout this race in telling them about the 4 and where he is running. As you referenced now, once the 4 went by, they went to the top. Ooh, tight battle here, guys.
Yeah, the 12 of Ryan Blaney has really looked like he's been shot out of a rocket here. It's unbelievable what he just did. He went from being about a second behind these 2 to going right by him 3 wide, and so Blaney now has the advantage over the other 2.
Get fit next time. All good here. 1 lap at a time.
This may have been what he was talking about. The frustrations coming out of the radio for Blaney.
This is what we've seen lately from this guy. He has had good long run speed the last 2 weeks. He's got it again today.
But he just can't clear that 24 right now. Both of them running very high.
That's what makes this racetrack amazing. On old tires, drivers running different lines, especially using that high line at this racetrack. Now I think the 12's in a great spot. It's going to drive up the racetrack. Nothing Byron can do about that.
And the first of the championship 4 to be eliminated is going to be Christopher Bell. As he got into the wall, he's been talking about brake problems.
Clear. It's all on you now, bud. It's open. Brake tip's open. We're in the wall, guys.
So we're on board. You could hear it. As soon as he touches the brake pedal, the right front rotor explodes. There. It looks like it's a flat because in the end it is a flat tire. The rotor goes through the wheel. The tire goes down. The 20 of Christopher Bell has no option but straight into the wall. We heard him complaining about brakes. The radio you heard was the crew chief coming back saying, hey, it's all on you. There's no more cooling available. And you see right here parts and pieces of the brakes coming off.
During that pit stop, Blaney did not have a good stop. Problem on the left front, went from 3rd to 7th.
2x2 once again. Harvick and Chastain up front. Byron, the furthest forward of the championship 4, running in the 4th position now. And you see him fighting to the inside here for that 2nd spot.
What a mess it is back there in row 5 and on back. 4 wide, 5 wide, 6 wide. Insane. And the restarts just get crazier as the race goes on with more on the line. Oh, contact right there to 44. Priest is up to track his teammate. Briscoe gets into his left rear quarter panel.
How are they going to blend in with all these cars? It's going to be difficult in turn 3. Making it out of there. Now they're going to turn 1. See how this works out. 4 wide.
Issues right here with the 2. Looks like the 2 of Cindric has made contact with the right rear.
Right rear wall, or the wheel looks like it's about to come off on this 2.
I think he's got a broken toe link, or the tire itself is trying to come off. Look at the contact there with the right rear. Let's see here. He's sideways, coming to the start-finish line off turn 4. Contact with the right rear. More contact right there.
Just trying real hard. You know, he struggled today. He did not have the speed. It's been a frustrating year. Just trying to make something happen, and back in the car, came around, smacked the wall, damage.
It gets to the door of the 24. But not able to complete the pass as they go through the dog leg and down into turn 1. Now he clears him.
Byron lets him take that position down into the corner. And now the championship 3 are 5th, 6th, and 7th.
You just saw Cindric get into the wall and break a right rear toe link. Well, this is the 22. Kind of straight up into the wall. That's the entry into into 1, the flat end of the racetrack. Pretty hard contact.
And Larson's not doing anything wrong. Larson is running the bottom of the racetrack. Now Blaney trying to get to the outside here. He's finally going to get there now. He's got great momentum down the front straightaway. In position to finally make this pass happen.
Larson fighting back on the inside.
Blaney has him where he wants him now, though. Going to beat him on corner exit pretty easily.
He actually kind of washed up on corner exit at the lift. Thought he was going to, thought he was going to beat him as well pretty easily, but both cars kind of struggled on that exit there. But so he's still right here on the outside, struggling to finish this off. He's like, man, I just got to get one good corner, and he's had 2 bad ones, allowing this 5 to hang around.
Tries it again. And again, Blaney probably has heard, maybe not, but 2 of his teammates, Austin Cindric and Logano, both had gotten into the wall.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they gave him that information, Rick, but you know, just to let you know, I think you would assume he talked about how loose his car was when we watched the battle for second place. Buescher going around the 4 of Harvick, and just momentarily in the screen there's the 1 of Chastain, not too far ahead of these 2.
Buescher has been able to take over the top spot from Ross Chastain.
And down in the corner here, Gillen, the lap car, is going to go in the middle of the racetrack. It's going to run the 1 a little wider than I think he wanted to run. That's going to give some momentum to the 17. They battle down the front straightaway. Buescher eventually taking the spot. And I wondered about this as he was driving through the field in stage 1. If this guy goes up and takes the lead, think about all the what-ifs, right? See Byron getting by the 19 of Truex. And I see a little difference as well in that 12 car. Just doesn't have the speed on the long run that he had earlier. Byron, though, on the other hand, lost a little ground to the top 4, got passed by this 19 car earlier in the run, but now has ran him back down, got back by him, and he's driving away, or at least keeping this 12 at bay. That's got to build confidence behind the wheel of the 24.
But William Byron is saying the same thing.
Oh.
Either one is as good as they need to be. Blaney out of control on corner exit.
You can just see the body language in how he's driving, the frustration over how this car drives. And he's still beating on the leg board of the seat because he can't do what he wants to do, and the car just won't produce the way he wants it to produce in the corner.
So Buescher has been impressive out front for 14 laps of this stage once he was able to get by Ross Chastain, looking for his 2nd stage win this season. And as he comes out of 4, it's Chris Buescher that wins stage 2. The final stage is underway of championship weekend. Ross Chastain leading the race, and right now the 24 of William Byron leading the championship fight. Byron going on the outside of the 19, trying to stay in 2nd in front of Martin Truex Jr. He has the momentum, but he can't quite clear him as they go into 3.
Blaney picks off the spot from the 5 of Larson in 1 and 2. Larson battling back on the outside here. Larson lined up in the inside line where the control car of Chastain was, and it gave him that advantage on the launch to be able to beat the 5 through turns 1 and 2.
Blaney has found something in this 12 car as he's been able to clear now William Byron, and he takes that spot away.
Yeah, the last handful of laps, this 12 car woke up, drove around the 19 of Truex, and now drives up to the back bumper and around the 24 into 2nd place. He was talking about how he didn't love the car the last run, needed to make some changes. They had heard everything. Looks like to me they've actually improved this car over what we've seen all day long. Car really didn't have a ton of short run speed, really good long run speed, but here we are firing off well, Kim.
He's trying to pass the 1 of Chastain. Right now, it's what can the 24 and the 5 do to counteract the 12, right? They're in 4th and 5th, which seems good, but track position-wise, they're over 3 seconds behind the 12 car. So with 81 to go, you're inside your fuel window. What a masterful job by Blaney. Not over driving the corner and just
Not happy.
How you doing?
Not happy. We didn't even need to hear the radio on that one. As now he's down on the apron, trying to make the pass on the 1. Door to door as they come out of the turn. Inches apart for the lead here at Phoenix.
This traffic right in front of them, Rick, could play a part. It's going to slow one of the cars down, be a disadvantage to one of the cars as they're side by side down the front straightaway.
I feel like this is where Blaney has an advantage, though. He rolls the bottom so well.
I just feel like that 51 of Newman is going to play a role in this one way or another. dive out of the way there, try to allow these guys to race it out.
Blaney to the bottom again. Chastain keeping the momentum up as he runs that higher line, and Blaney just can't stay on that left rear quarter panel. Has to get out of the gas a bit.
Wow, that was close.
Now look who's
19,
here.
yeah. Oh, Blaney.
Blaney into the back of the one. Here comes the 19. Martin Truex Jr. 3 wide for the lead. Chastain shooting back out in front, but Blaney now on the bottom of the racetrack, getting aggravated.
Be smart here, man. Be smart.
All right, Blaney's got a pretty good position on him in this corner.
Be smart here, man. Be smart.
Spotter letting him know, big picture, be smart. And Blaney's in front. He takes the lead away from Chastain.
Chastain trying to get back underneath him, though.
I don't get be smart with him here. Inside corner, inside.
And Martin Truex Jr. might be the faster car of the 3 as he's closed the gap now.
Almost contact for the 12 into the outside wall off of 4.
51 laps remaining in the season and this championship hunt.
That 19 right there is bothering that 12 just a little bit on entry there.
Whoa, Blaney way loose.
Big
Guys,
wobble.
You gotta be smart here.
By half a tenth.
Keep in the hunt. The 12 is melting down. Stay in the freaking hunt. He's only 2 ahead of you.
My man Rudy Fugle is scanning and he is selling, and I love it. The 12 is melting down. You know him. He can imagine it. I like, that's a motivational radio right there. You can hear the excitement. Look at him. That is a red-faced, fired-up Rudy Fugle.
For the lead, Blaney now almost contact with Chastain. Chastain.
Caution, start, finish line. Caution, start, finish.
Caution has come out right in front of these drivers as they go into turn 3. It's at the start-finish line, and we see the 8 of Kyle Busch has spun around. That brings the caution out, and now once again, these pit crews are going to have to go to work to try to keep this track position and potentially help their driver get out in front.
He said he's too free on entry. There's a drag race off pit road, and we'll see if Larson was able to gain any spots over the 12. But look at that. Blaney holding serve in 5th.
Green flag back in the air. Now just 31 laps to go.
Larson did not get a good launch.
3 wide for second. Larson way down on the apron. Here comes the 1 of Chastain. Big momentum on the outside. Now, the 11 of Hamlin fighting back.
Blaney on the outside of Byron back there takes that spot away. He's in a pretty good position right here if the 5 gets off this corner low and bottled up.
Larson's got to clear these 2 guys. If not, they're going to be right on him from behind.
Larson up the racetrack, and he slides up in front of the 11. The 1 way up against the wall. Larson trying to take the lead away.
Blaney had to lift right there. The 24 takes that spot back away. Byron.
Larson can't clear the 1, but he's in front of the other 2 Champ 4 contenders. Now a big run by the 12 of Blaney. He tries to go to the high side as the 24 of Byron way down, cutting the dog leg.
Blaney countered it, though, with a lot of entry speed to stay alongside him. Byron did a great job of shortcutting the front stretch. But Blaney is a good move.
Oh, he's trying to block. Trying to cut down on that 24 on entry.
He's going to stay higher than Larson as Larson ducked back to that yellow line. Drifts up the racetrack right in front of the 12. Blaney gets a little loose.
Larson big loose right there. Now Blaney to the outside. Larson slides up the racetrack, trying to take the line away.
For the championship. Now less than 21 laps to go.
Contact right there.
Blaney, can he clear him? He does. Blaney in front of Larson.
And what does Larson do? How does he bring the fight back to this 12? He wants to jump on the right rear quarter panel as well. Trying to take that line away. Larson a little bit quicker, half a tenth quicker that last lap.
Now 9 to go. With the laps winding down, Larson's got to put a push together right now.
And you have to believe, to your point, Jeff Burton, that 12 car of Blaney has backed it off just a touch with only a couple corners left.
1.4 seconds separating 1 and 2, and about the same separating Blaney from Larson. Now, 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank.
White flag here. One more.
Chastain looking for the race win. Blaney looking for a championship. Chastain down the backstretch for the final time. Blaney is going to run in his tire tracks. You know, winning is in his family's DNA, and Ryan has just crested the mountain of all wins. Ryan Blaney is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Oh, man. Thank you, guys, man. I'm getting emotional. Thank you, guys, man. What an awesome year, man. Thank you so much. Cannot wait to celebrate with you guys. RP, congrats. Thanks for giving me a shot. Hell of a job, driver. Proud of you for sticking with it all year. Way to go, Team 12. Congrats, Jonathan, everybody. Y'all deserve it, man. So cool. One hell of a job, man. One hell of a job. Great job.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.